What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm here early in the morning. I want to get this done because I was supposed to do this a couple days ago, but I'm going to talk about the newest horror film in the Evil Dead franchise. That's right, Evil Dead Rise. Before I get into it, I remind you guys to go ahead, hit that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on all forms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. And so, with all that out the way, let's get it started. So, the Evil Dead Rise is the fifth installment in the Evil Dead franchise. There was Evil Dead 1, 2, 3, then the 2004 remake. Yeah, so now this is the fifth installment of the Evil Dead franchise. She first Evil Dead, then it's the sixth, which was a TV show. But anyway, so this follows this here follows a reunion between two estranged sisters that gets cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. So, I'm a fan of the Evil Dead movies, right? I like the first and second one. Haven't seen the third one. What's it? Army of the Dead. I haven't seen that one, so that's like the only one I haven't seen. But I've watched Ash versus the Evil Dead. I've seen the 2013 one, which I think was actually the first one I saw because I thought that one was so good. I went back and watched the other two Evil Deads, and yeah, and so like going into this one, y'all seen when I did the trailer reaction earlier, I think late last year or earlier this year, I was hyped. I was excited for this movie. I was so ready. And going into the film, honestly, I gotta say, it was good, but I felt like it wasn't where it could have been. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like for all of what it had in there, all of you have your classic gore, you have your the possessions in there, which those demons still talk hella shit. And it's like, yo, y'all gotta chill. Cause some of the stuff they be saying, like, you stupid cunt bitch, you'll never be a good mother. Like, and it's worse than that. Like, I can't remember this. Cause honestly, like those demons or whatever, those spirits, whatever you want to call them, deadites as they're known canonically, they are such assholes. Like, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, as soon as the deadites came and started like possessing people, I'm sitting there because I took my brother to see it, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, yeah. Even matter of fact, even when the movie started, I was like, yeah, you might want to go ahead and eat some of your food. He had some food. I was like, yeah, you might want to eat some of your food because when this movie gets off, you're not gonna really want to eat that food that much. But yeah, nah, like the way they be talking shit, I'm sitting there cracking up. So like, mind you, I saw this more as a comedy, as a horror comedy, than as a straight up horror movie. That's because those of you who know the Evil Dead and who have seen the movies and franchise and everything, y'all probably already know that these movies, if anything, are more in line with that comedy than the horror. Like the horror aspect is definitely there, and it's definitely gonna have some stuff that's gonna make you feel uneasy. But me personally, having known some stuff about the Evil Dead franchise, and of course, like I said, watched most of the movies, 4 out of 5 of the movies, right, and the TV series, I was sitting there cracking up. Like the way them Deadites was acting, I was like, oh, you don't even have to do all that. You didn't have to do that. Y'all didn't have. And then like even with some of the gory parts, like I'm just like some of the kills and some of the ways that the Deadites, when they possess people, they start to act, and some of the things they start to do, I'm sitting there cracking up. Now, like I said, me personally, I don't really see like a lot of horror movies because horror is not really my genre. Not because I'm scared, but because like they all just kind of seem the same to me, right? Like I'm not that big on horror movies. But there are very few franchises that will get me. Matter of fact, Evil Dead is probably the only one that'll get me to a theater to pay for it. So I can honestly say that I did, for the most part, get my money's worth. There are parts like there's this elevator sequence, which if you've seen the movie, you know which one I'm talking about. Matter of fact, the picture of that is in the thumbnail for this video. And if you've seen the Evil Dead movies before, then you would know that usually when that particular thing happens, when little twigs or ropes or something start tying somebody up, they're going to get possessed, but it ain't going to be right. And they didn't do that part. And y'all know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movies before. It didn't do that, and I understand why. This movie kind of really went into the, not went into, but this movie kind of, the times we're in now where there's a lot of things that wouldn't really fly today, you can kind of feel it watching this movie. It's like, oh, okay, y'all could have went farther with that, but you didn't. It's like you have the R rating, you kind of go there, you go to that edge. But me as an Evil Dead fan and someone who enjoys these movies, it was always like right at the cliff of it. And I said this about another movie before too. It was like right there. It was just like, but we're not going to do that. We can't do that. You know, it's going to cause a lot of uproar. We can't do that. So, and I guess I can understand that. And it does kind of make up for it with other things in the movie. So, and I'm not saying that the movie was bad. Like I said, I did enjoy this movie, but just not as much as I enjoyed the 2013 version of it. Because I like the 2013 one a lot. Like a lot. But I like this one too. Like, don't get me wrong, I would definitely watch this again. Like, I do plan on having rebuilding my DVD Blu-ray collection to actually have physical media in my house, because there's collections I have to finish and ones I want to start. This is definitely going to go into the, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to do more Evil Deads after this, especially with some of the things they set up, which in this movie, they do set up a lot of lore with the Necronomicons, which I forgot while telling my brother this. I'm like, yeah, there's only one Necronomicon. There's not more than that. So I guess it's different continuities going all over, blah, blah, blah. But what I was informed of earlier today, just scrolling through social media, is that there's actually 3 of them. And I completely forgot about the fact that there are more than one Necronomicon. So, and what they do in the movie, they kind of do a little bit of background on this particular Necronomicon, where they have like a record player and, you know, they hear some of the old priests from when the Necronomicon was created and all the spirits were discovered and everything. They have, you get like this backstory on how they were trying to stop them, or some people thought that they could harness the power to do good, and then you hear how all backfired. So there's a lot of lore there, and I can definitely see them doing like starting the franchise now, especially since it's just made 40 million over the opening weekend on a I think what, $10 to $20 million budget. So you know, we'll see how it continues to do, but I'm pretty sure they have more planned in the tuck. They're just not announcing it yet. They're trying to just wait to see how this one does as a whole. Which, like I said, I will be excited to see more. This movie starts. I loved how this movie started. It started with the classic Evil Dead scenario, but it doesn't start you at the beginning of that scenario. It drops you right in the middle of it. So it's like, oh, y'all already passed a certain point. And then what the movie does, this movie takes place, and minor spoiler, but this movie takes place a day before what you see in the beginning. They make it very clear in that movie. Like, it's even a text that says 1 day earlier. But when you, and it's just knowing that, that's how they set this movie up and how it went into that circle right there is great. The setting of them being in the city, while not new to us Evil Dead fans, is actually very, very interesting, especially with them being caught in that apartment building and all the circumstances that make it very difficult for them to get out. And there's this one thing that happens towards the end of the movie where them dead eyes do something I never really thought about. And it was very interesting. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was like, whoa. Like, even sitting in the theater, I was like, whoa. So that was really interesting. I really liked the dynamic between the characters was good, because like I said, you had the mom, who was featured prominently in the trailers, played by Alyssa Sutherland. Ellie is her name. Beth is the sister. Then you have 2 additional kids in addition to Cassie, who was in the trailers a lot. You have 2 additional kids. Cassie has siblings, an older brother and an older sister, Danny and Jessica. Interesting characters. I'm not going to spoil anything, but interesting characters. And so this was really good. This was a really fun watch. It was fun to go to the theater, and it was a pretty packed theater when I went in there. It was fun experiencing this with a crowd, especially with some of the crowd being shocked by a lot of things that happened, and me sitting there laughing my tail off, because I'm like, this is exactly what happens when you open that god fucking book. Like, it's like, So I fully enjoyed this movie. Like I said, though, there are some things I wish they would have did, some boundaries I wish they would have crossed, or just some OG stuff that I wish they would have did. But I can understand them not doing it because certain things may not fly, or maybe they had to cut certain things. But I did enjoy this though. I thought it was a good watch. Um, like I said, I see it more as a comedy than a horror. So I definitely got my laughs worth of it. But that doesn't mean that there weren't some parts that just had me like, ooh, like there were a couple, not a lot, but a couple. So and I'm not gonna say this movie played it safe. It just went differently with it. But if anything, I just wish it would have been a little bit more scarier, gritty. Not like gritty, like dark and gritty, but like gritty, like or grimy rather. I don't know. I just wish it would have been a little bit more like that. Like, oh, we gonna make you feel uncomfortable. It's like they can feel a little uncomfortable, right? Not like ah. But anyway, I liked it though. It was good. Currently this is sitting at a at 84% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.4 on IMDb. Me personally, I mean, then people are calling this the best horror. I'm sorry, people are calling this the best horror film of 2023. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna watch every horror movie that comes out. It's only April. But overall though, my rating, I give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. For the reason I said earlier, I just wish it would have been able to go a little bit farther with some of the things and some of the sequences that they've done in classic Evil Dead style. But again, I understand why they couldn't do certain things because certain things wouldn't fly, and that's completely understandable, and I'm perfectly okay with that because the Deadites were still who they are. Okay. Some of the surprises in the movie were good. Some of the shots, they did a beautiful sequence that was just like I love the way they framed it. So and it's an Evil Dead movie unmistakably. It's unmistakably an Evil Dead movie. You're gonna get what you pay for. But if you're as deep as a fan and you love the Evil Dead franchise for the same reason I do, you're gonna just wish that they went a little farther. But it is enjoyable, and I hope to see more of it in the future. Honestly, I hope we don't have to wait another 10 years to get another Evil Dead movie. I would like to see one maybe in another 2 years, maybe. So we'll see what they do with the franchise. But and no, Ash is not in this movie. Ash is not in the movie, but Bruce Campbell does make an appearance, a cameo appearance vocally. But I hadn't caught it until and I still don't know exactly where it's at. But his voice is in the movie, but I didn't know. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Evil Dead Rise, which is funny because it's in an apartment building, and sometimes they call apartment building Rises, so it's like Evil Dead Rise, the Evil Dead apartment complex. That's pretty funny. I didn't think about that. And they also rise, and they do an awesome thing with the title card at the beginning too. I loved it. But y'all will see it when you see it. It's in theaters now. Make sure you guys check it out. If not, then it'll be on streaming sometime. I just don't know where. Keep an eye out for that if you don't want to go to theaters, but you should go to theaters for it. It's a good experience. So that's all I have for you guys. Remember, thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this review. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this movie. If you thought it was great, if you thought it was bad, if you thought it could have been better, or if you have yet to see it, let me know. Let me know what you think. But until next time, guys, thank you all for tuning in and stay easy, be breezy. Until next time, peace.